can't handle the truth. I told you, man. I told you. Don't fuck with me.
What we thought was art was not only art, but was also technology. Technology in which we inherited, but it would be at least 100 years before we would understand its implications. And here we can actually see how it's functioning. Just next level. I think it's just an amazing depiction. Well, I think it adds to the simplicity of that other video that I translated. But this is the next level. And you can see again these antennas. I mean, these have nothing to do with religion. And everything is perfect. The symmetry, and even as he's describing here in the captions, you know, the different layers of copper and even incorporating mercury, and completely thought out, just like the architecture itself is perfect. Perfect. Not any detail is left out. Well, it's the same with the functionality of this. Why would they leave out the functionality? And we've been led, again, you can see even in the background here, just one after another after another. And we've been sold the idea that these are just ornamentation and just, and although it's hard to refute that because they are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. And the builders not only incorporated the function, but they absolutely incorporated the form. And here now he's showing speakers and just resonators, how this tech has been all around us all this time, and all we've gotten is the faintest little fragments of it. And perhaps some of the worst parts. Some even have different chemicals, and some have mercury, and some have different stones, and the chambers are lined with, you know, different rare stones that don't even come from those areas. So the idea of battery harnessing and storage or amplification is definitely a possibility, but not absolutely necessary. Determining the electromagnetic processes, exactly this sequence forms. Universal laws that define everything in classical physics for our world. But energy inside nanoworlds It exceeds the nuclear unthinkable number of times, 10 to the 74th power. Rotary motion of the ether elements can be converted into vibrational and further into electricity. Exactly like hidden power of steam converts the motion of a locomotive. You only need to make a locomotive for the nano world that will force its elements to vibrate. If we succeed, it means a fundamental new source of energy that creates high-frequency electricity from any point of space. Conductor of special shapes directs vibrations of ether elements along its surface. That will force its elements to vibrate. It is important to keep this vibration constant. That's why conductors must save energy. Such a conductor is called a resonator. Vibration is saved if lost radiation is less than 0.01. In this film, especially in CGI, everything is possible. But in reality, it's more complex. To achieve resonance required a high accuracy of manufacturing, perfect purity of the materials, distinct knowledge of the matter on subatomic levels, and of course financing for this process. This is the radiotechnical laboratory. Here we're testing resonating properties of various systems. In our case, it's so-called Neptune's trident. Turning on grounding tire, or hooking up ground, and generator of signal transmitter. Taking off reflected signal with electromagnetic tester. Signal depends on the position of the tester. Maximum tension is on the peak of conductor. It's not easy to excite a resonator, but this device is showing the presence of resonance. This grid is made of several cross-like resonators. The less radio waves it emits, the better its resonance properties. From this comes high demands on quality of material and symmetry of it. Let's try to measure losses in radiation. And here the signal depends on the position of the tester. For all existing resonators, coefficient of reflection is less than 1. But in our case it is higher. It means the resonators have converted inside energy of ether into electricity. Hypothesis of using energy of nanoworld is confirmed, and therefore makes useless all efforts of humanity for improving usage of wood, coal, oil, ecologically dangerous chemical and nuclear energy. As you know, all projects of perpetual motion machines are not even accepted by any patent office. But in our hands, it's not perpetual motion machines. It's just a converter of ether energy into electricity. The other thing, that energy of nanoworld itself is inexhaustible. If you break the symmetry of the resonator, the power won't be counterbalanced, and it will bounce off the ether, like a fish or snake moving against the environment. This is the resonator that converts the energy of the nanoworld into electricity. All other working resonators appeared very familiar. Tridents of Neptune, Zeus, Shiva, Perun, and other gods. All of them are symbols of power and energy. Is it an accident? This is the model of the nanoworld with an axis of symmetry. In this view, it's clear that the base of it is the Christian cross. In another view, the same axis forms the Jewish Star of David. A computer model will brighten this phenomenon. This is the rotation of the model of an electric propeller, so-called devil's wheel. In this one, clearly seen is a swastika. Science model of nanoworld unites the symbols of all the religions. Strange, but isn't it an accident? If an antenna can shake the ether, can it bounce from it, like a fish from the water? These discoveries left different symbols of the religion. Black square, cross, cross of Komi people, cross of Udmurt, Latvian pattern. And here appears the question, what of those analogs? What made from real prototypes, energy converters? How does it appear that all forms and structures in our models always produced in traditional ornamentation, designs, utensils, fencing, and other decor, and in numbers of rituals and decorative objects? The same connection of our models is seen in religious architecture. Model of 5-domed motor. It's easier to check than resonator. We just need to conduct the source of energy, and electrocharges excite resonators, and begin to move according to all the laws of physics. You can think that motion is related to sparking, and with another side effect. However, experiments showed that influence of charges and electroflows was blocked by hermetic camera, and circular path is blocking effects of static and magnetic fields. Motor is working even inside metal screen. Resonators can change their shape because the most important is only symmetry. But how to make the motor more powerful? You can combine a battery with many elements. Here they must work in one direction. Such converting will keep resonance properties. Repeating the operation in a different axis or poles, you can enlarge traction force. Further compression of the system enlarges its unit of power density.